Welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Rudolf Okonkwo. We are continuing our coverage of the election 2015. Some results are coming in little by little from small words. When we have our panel discussion, we are going to discuss some of those things. But right now, we want to go to Sokoto and talk to Bishop Hassan Kukah, who is the Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Catholic Diocese. Bishop Kukah, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you very much.
Bishop, let me ask you, how has it been going in Sokoto State?
Sokoto is fine. Sokoto is very fine. I mean, just like every part of Nigeria, a lot of enthusiasm. The streets were empty, but the various polling booths were full of people. Young children were doing what young children would normally do. And so by and large, I mean, I'm really very thrilled because apart from Sokoto metropolis, I had the time to move around a bit. And everywhere I turned, everything seemed to be going magically well.
Mm. Did you vote?
Pardon?
Did you vote?
No, I won't answer that question.
Okay, okay. All right.
You would like to know whom I voted for?
No, I don't want to know who, but I want to know whether you experienced it and whether it was difficult, the process for you. But if you don't want to.
The process started pretty slow, but, people were really very enthusiastic, very calm. I mean, there were no incidents anywhere, even when you had some minor, but not very significant glitches. But people were quite patient.
Okay. So, but have you been following some stories from other parts of the country where there were delays? For instance, the president could not be accredited for 30 minutes. There was nothing like that in Sokoto State.
Here and there, yes. There were some delays. We got to a place around Tambuwal. We were told that there had been delays because they couldn't find ink.
But all in all, things went smoothly. Hello, Bishop Kukah? Okay, I think we lost connection with Bishop Kukah. We will try to reconnect and get his opinion on the process so far in Sokoto State. We have.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, go ahead, Bishop.
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. You were saying something about.
No, I was just saying, overall, you're looking at about 95, 98%. Things went extremely well, at least what I saw.
Okay. Now, we're hearing from INEC that in some places where there were delays or lack of materials, that the voting will continue tomorrow. Well, what do you think about that?
Well, if voting is going to continue tomorrow, I think everybody should support and cooperate with INEC. I just got a call from a parishioner saying, tomorrow is Sunday. And I said, look, to work is to pray. So even if you don't, this exercise is so important. And there is no reason for Christians to begin to complain or anything of the sort. After all, these are just in mind there. So I think everybody should give INEC absolute support that they require, so we can push this to the finishing post.
Mm. Now, you said now that this process is very important. Most people, international media, they are saying it's very important for Nigeria. Why is that important for Nigeria?
Well, because Nigeria itself is extremely important, when you put aside the difficulties that the country has had, we don't have to go through some of the notorious facts about the sheer capacity of the country, the sheer population, the sheer resources. Definitely, Nigeria needs to stand erect so that a lot of other African countries can enjoy its shade. So, also, I think the interest of the international.
Okay, we're still having difficulties having a smooth connection with Bishop Kukah. When we get him back, I want to find out from him what he thinks about Boko Haram and the fact that in 6 weeks the government were able to, the military, both Nigeria.
I can hear you. I don't know what's happening, but I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Bishop.
No, I was just saying, the interest of the international community for me is an inspiration. And we really do seriously appreciate the United States of America, Europe, the Holy Father, many African countries. The quality of people who are monitoring this election is a measure of how seriously they take Nigeria. So I believe that this is Nigeria's strength.
Now, Bishop, in the last 6 weeks, we saw our military and that of our neighboring countries help to basically kick out Boko Haram from several towns that they were occupying. Do you now think that I'm not saying that you didn't support the postponement. Do you think it was a good idea that it was postponed, that the election was postponed to this point?
Well, I think even the opposition itself, it will be difficult to find any single Nigerian, that after all was said and done, we did not appreciate the significance of the postponement because, nobody can say that clearly INEC has demonstrated it wasn't fully prepared as we thought. Even the security agencies, the military was not sufficiently prepared as we thought. So even members of the opposition, everybody just had breathed a sigh of relief. So I think right now, with an average of about 80% distribution and collection of PVCs and so on, I think, frankly, we are now in a position in which we can say we have elections in which people cannot really say that they were disenfranchised and that we have enough statistics to feel confident about whoever wins this election, to feel that it's won free, fair and square.
Now, Bishop, but one of the things that it remains unresolved is the issue of the girls, the Chibok girls that were kidnapped. When the president promised that Boko Haram would be kicked out of their capital, so-called capital, in Goza, and it happened yesterday, people thought that they would find the girls, but that didn't happen. Are you disappointed, or is there any hope also that there could be somewhere else to find them?
Well, the point is that, as everybody now knows, the real challenge here is not as if these girls are hidden somewhere and they can easily be picked up, and just that the government or the security agencies don't have the goodwill. The truth of the matter is that this is a terrible tragedy that has afflicted our nation. And I have said severally, it is really not time for us to blame anybody. We can only prayerfully hope that with the achievements that the military so far, that finding the girls prayerfully alive and healthy should be the next goal that Nigeria should look forward to.
Now, the church somehow is involved in different levels in this election. What do you think about the whole role of religious leaders? I'm not talking about yourself, but there are several leaders in the country who kind of put themselves in the process. What do you think is the impact of that, considering what the results, whichever result we get at the end?
No, I think the most important thing is, first of all, we are primarily citizens of our country. That I'm a priest today is purely, is tangential to who I am. Soldiers are first of all citizens. Everybody is primarily a citizen of Nigeria who just happens to be other things. And people should be penalized or rewarded based on whether they keep the law or break the law. There is freedom of speech that is very much enshrined in our constitution, and nobody, whether you are a priest or if you're a bishop, whatever, everybody's got the right to say whatever they want to say. If you fall foul of the law, you should meet the full wrath of the law. But I think to answer your question directly, clearly the church has definitely, religious leaders have played a very significant role, some so significant in many respects. But by and large, I think everyone has had an opportunity to make their contribution.
So any surprises so far from what you are hearing across the country? Are you worried about something?
No, I'm just happy that things have gone mightily well. I think this is, if we're able to push through by and end everything tomorrow, the next thing will be for us to keep vigil. I think the real challenge will be, the process has been okay. The next challenge will be to look at the whole question of how people react to the results. I think that is where the difficulties might might arise. But I think that if there is a general feeling that the process has been free, has been fair, and so on, I am a member of the National Peace Committee, a coordination of the National Peace Committee. We had General Buhari and President Jonathan 2 days ago together in one room. And, both of them have said publicly, then as now, that they will be more than happy to accept the results of the elections as long as they are free and fair and credible. And I think INEC has demonstrated very clearly that it's done all that is humanly possible within the exigencies of the moment to acquit itself creditably. So let's see how all that plays out.
Now, Bishop, we spoke to Governor Mechi of Rivers State a few hours ago, and he said essentially that he's calling for the cancellation of the election in Rivers State because the INEC officials didn't come with results, papers where they're going to write the results, and a lot of people were not accredited. How are we going to deal with the issue of people who couldn't vote and places where INEC came late that are not scheduled to vote till tomorrow? What is going to happen to those areas?
Well, I think, really, only INEC can answer those questions. But I think what is most important to say is the remedies are available and people should approach the relevant authorities, whether it's tribunal, whether it's INEC or whatever, to seek remedies. I cannot speak for Governor Amechi. He's a governor, he's a Rivers State, and I'm sure he's speaking based on what he himself has experienced. I'm here in Sokoto. As a citizen, I've not been disenfranchised. I don't feel so, but because these are not perfect processes, that is why there is provision for remedies. So we just hope that people can exhaust the remedies that are available to them. That is why we say it is important that people are educated enough to know what needs to be done, rather than taking the laws into their hands.
All right, Bishop Kukah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Bishop Kukah, the Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, talking to us about the situation in Sokoto State. When we come back, we are still going to talk to several of our guests. Some of the panelists are here in the studio. We are going to talk to the PDP candidate for governor of Lagos State. So several people, so stay tuned.